Brother, I just got one freaking question, and that is how the heck did the Chicago Bears lose this football game? Like seriously, they were virtually in control for like three quarters, three and a quarter quarters. Like they were playing well. They were putting up points. Caleb looked great. He was getting a lot better protection than he was the previous year. The offense was clicking. I like Ben Johnson's game plan of keeping him more under center and rolling him out with more play action and whatnot. He played more towards his strengths. And Caleb looked great. He was throwing some great outside throws. They have, like I said, they have great weapons. Like everything was just going their way. J.J. McCarthy on the other end with the Vikings was struggling, looking like the J.J. McCarthy that I knew all along. The Vikings offensive line really wasn't clicking at all, was getting in with some pressure. J.J. wasn't making big-time throws. Things weren't really clicking. And then out of nowhere, they just stunned the Bears in the length of the fourth quarter. And that is one thing, as much as I do not like J.J. McCarthy as a player or as a draft prospect that he was 2 years ago, that is one thing that I do have to give him props, which is he can lead teams down the stretch of big-time games and come back in really any situation, no matter how deep the hole that he has dug himself. He always has the chance to come back and be able to come from behind and win these types of games. He seems to just really thrive under pressure. As bad as he plays during the first three quarters of the game, he somehow just comes alive in these moments. And yes, as a fan, that is going to be really frustrating if you're a Vikings fan because you would like your quarterback to be there for all four quarters and for them to be able to, put the pedal to the metal, put their foot on the gas, and just take a lead early and extend that lead. But that's just not the type of player that he is. But, down the stretch, he looked like a completely different quarterback. He looked phenomenal, was throwing great passes, was clicking well with Justin Jefferson down the stretch, threw a nice dart to him down the middle of the field in the middle of the end zone for a touchdown. It's crazy to say. At the end of the day, I'm looking at the stats right now, 13 for 20, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. That's going to reflect well. That's going to make people think that you're, middle of the pack in the quarterback game in this league. For the Bears, you are very, very frustrated, especially at the defense. 21 points within that fourth quarter. All they needed to get was a couple of stops, but also for the offense because they got a little bit stagnant, especially at the end there. I understand that they scored a touchdown and whatnot, but it just wasn't as popping as it was towards the beginning of the game. So they're making progress, but again, the Bears continue to somehow fall short and just stay flat, and they need to wake up because this was a winnable game for them. I know that week one can be a little bit funky, but they need to revive themselves, especially in an NFC North that is one of the best